What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today's Wednesday, March 26th. Happy Hump Day. Hope you're doing awesome. In this video, we're going to be discussing Cresco Labs. There was a wild trading day today. From the high of the day yesterday to the low of the day today, it was down about 30%. Just in the matter of 24 hours, essentially. So we're going to take a look at some bearish continuation patterns. Spoiler alert, we potentially could see a little bit more of a leg down, but it's very possible that we could see a relief rally, and it had a wild close. After this close today, it's definitely leaving people in awe and a lot of confusion out there. I'm not seeing any news. If anybody's come across any news, please let me know. Someone commented that they have a lot of debt. Well, that wasn't new news as of today, right? It seems like there would be some sort of news driving this, but like I said, we do have some bearish continuation patterns. One's a bear flag and one's a descending triangle, so we'll take a look at all of that and more. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live, and as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own a small position of Cresco in my portfolio. You can follow us over on X as well. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So we did have a daily descending triangle here. You can see here that we had a series of lower highs and then a horizontal line of support. And then if you just take your measured move there from the apex, from the high to the low, move it out to the support line and where we broke out, it said the target was around 56 cents. And we look at that massive lower wick there, the target was 52 cents, and this is USD on the OTC. And like I said, the target was 56 cents, and we hit 52 cents there, the low of the day today. And then the high of the day was back up to 84 cents. And if you look at the high of yesterday, it was at 74 cents. So from the high of yesterday to the low of the day today, like I said, we were down about 30%. And then we ended up closing higher than yesterday. So there's some shenanigans going on here. If anybody's privy to any information, please let me know. But I haven't seen any news or anything like that come out directly from the company or any kind of, any news outlets. So it seems technical at this point, but this is generally what we want to see. Near the end of a brutal bear cycle like this, is you want to see massive buying, you want to see massive volume, and you want to see like a big flush and then a nice recovery. Something that we were looking at as well in the Pow Group private community was weekly and monthly bear flags on a lot of these names in the MJ sector, and Cresco was no exception. We actually had a monthly bear flag, so you just go from the high here to the low of this monthly dump, and then that we use that as the low because we started the monthly bounce last month. So that's when the monthly bounce started, was last month. So you use that as your swing high to swing low, and then you take your measured move there from the high to the low, move it out to your Fibonacci 0.32 fib, and then that gives you your measured move. And it was saying 48 cents was the target, and we hit 52 cents today. So in terms of percentages, we came within about 8% away. So technically speaking, we were anticipating this drop. It's just the fact that it all happened in a very, very short period of time, like I said, in a matter of a day, is pretty insane to think about. That we were, holding that 70-cent support for a very, very long time, and that's generally what happens, right? The dam breaks, and then you see a big move or a big flush to the downside or a big move to the upside, right? But again, a descending triangle is a bearish continuation pattern. If you flip this chart upside down, that would be an ascending triangle where you have a horizontal line of resistance and then a series of higher lows and higher lows while you have no higher high. It's still in an uptrend at this point, but instead of higher highs, it's just, double top, triple top, quadruple top. So you're basically just weakening that resistance level again and again and again once you break it in a ascending triangle. But because it was a regular scale, it's actually getting weaker as support, and the more it tests it as support, the weaker it gets. And then sure enough, we ended up seeing that flush. If we take a look at the weekly time frame here, we're actually seeing a bull cross of the stochastic. The MACD is still bullish as well on the weekly time frame, but we did top out just at the 10-week moving average. So if we can get 2, preferably 3 candle closes above that. Look, we haven't closed above it for multiple, at least 3 candles since all the way back here in April of last year. So you can see here we got above it here, but closed 1 candle on the weekly time frame above it, knocked right back down. Resistance, same thing here. Close 1 candle above it, knocked right back down. So if we see 2, preferably 3 weekly candle closes above that, then I think we're due for a big move. And I've been saying for a while now that, this new administration, love them or hate them, whatever it is, I'm not political. I don't touch the politics side of things, and I'm from Canada, so I could care less about the US politics. But at the end of the day, this new administration, their slogan right now is, well, and it has been, promises made, promises kept, and they're doing so with regards to blockchain, crypto, AI. And I think those are at the forefront right now. I mean, it's evident every second word out of their mouth is crypto or blockchain or AI, right? So I think, within the first 100 days, we should see something with regards to MJ. And it's only been a couple of months, so maybe over the next couple of months, we get some sort of mentioning. And I've been a big believer that we're going to see big tech, crypto, AI top out very, very soon. And then we're going to see that rotation into MJ stocks, psychedelics in the biotech sector, which has been lagging. While everything else has been in an absolute face ripper of a bull market, right? So I do think that we're going to benefit from that, and we should see some information coming soon. I think safer banking, rescheduling, at the very least, maybe even uplisting to the NYSE and the Nasdaq for these MSOs, Cresco included, is a very high probability that we see that play out over the next, call it, sometime in 2025, 2026. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, we're still below all of our weekly moving averages. We just had a bear cross as well of the 50 and the 100, and then tons of downside. So we had a clue quite a while ago. This cross happened back in January of this year. So we were given a couple months heads up there that it was more than likely going to see more downside. On the daily time frame, we also had a death cross that occurred back in July of 2024, and it's just been all these daily resistance have been acting, or daily moving averages have been acting as daily resistance. So we did test the 100-day back in February, but again, lost it, confirmed it as resistance here on the 50, and we're still below all of those. Even with the bounce today, at the end of the day today, we're still below the 50-day moving average there at 85 cents. So a lot of work to do, still well below all of our daily moving averages, still well below all of our weekly moving averages. If we zoom out to the monthly, like I said, our monthly bear flag target is 48 cents. We did hit 52 cents, so it's a good chance that we could see a long-term bottom be in at this point. And if we go from all-time high to the all-time low here, we're down 97% on Cresco. And a lot of people can't fathom this. They can't understand, right? They're like, oh, I thought the only MJ stocks that dropped 90+% were garbage Canadian licensed producers, right? That's not the case. Look at GTBIF, right? Green Thumb. This company has been posting stellar earnings again and again and again and again. Fundamentals don't matter. Earnings do not matter in a bear market like this, right? Look at GTBIF from its all-time high to current price. It's down 86%, right? A company with amazing financials, right? Earnings, profitable, margins in the 60% range. So in my opinion, that's not going to last long. And there's a lot of competition coming. There's a lot of market compression. Really, ever since Florida Amendment 3 failed to pass, it's just been an absolute bloodbath. If you look at April 2024 to current prices, we're down over 66% at the moment. So again, it's just the sign of the times right now. And unfortunately, if you're an MJ stock, you're down 80, 90+%. And I don't think this is going to last forever. I think that we're going to see a massive relief rally at some point soon, and it's going to be a doozy. But yeah, it's been brutal. And if we take a look at CL here on the CSE, it was the same type of movement today. So it wasn't just an anomaly with the OTC. CL here on the Canadian Securities Exchange, also from the high of yesterday to the low of the day today, was down about 29%, almost 30%, and then closed over the high of the day yesterday. So pretty crazy to see that kind of movement. If anybody, like I said, has come across any news, please let me know. We still got a lot of work to do though on the monthly time frame. We're still in a monthly downtrend, and we need monthly uptrends across the sector to be confident that the bear market is over and we're starting a new potential multi-year bull market. Based on how brutal this bear market has been, we will expect the next bull market to be extremely amazing, because of how the more aggressive the bear market, usually the more aggressive the bull market, right? Not always the case, but I would say 80 to 90% of the time that ends up being the case. And we're still in a monthly downtrend, so we need at least 2, probably 3 more months before we confirm a monthly uptrend, like best case scenario, right? It might even take longer than that, but what we'd be looking for is a bounce on the monthly, a higher low and a higher high. And to get that, usually 1 month or 1 candle is your bounce and your high, and then the second month is your higher low and your consolidation and your higher low period, and then the next candle is your bounce again, and then the higher high. So it's usually about 3 months minimum, right? And it might even be longer than that. So more than likely going to coincide with some sort of news as well, but we'll continue to monitor it. And again, if anybody comes across any news, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Always love hearing from you, and let me know what you think of this in the comment section below as well. And are you a believer in Cresco? Are you adding at these prices? Like I said, always love hearing from you. Going to end it there, though. We'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll catch you again on the next video.